We are going to continue on with the Homegrown Horrors Volume 3 set with the second film in this set, Revenge, from 1986, which turns out to be a sequel to a movie called Blood Cult, which I had never seen. And I didn't know that going into it. And in fact, I still wouldn't have known it going into it. There's this little moment at the start where we have this reporter investigating a murder that's happening. She jumps into a car with someone and they're just chit-chatting about the case. She throws up this theory that she thinks there's all these rich and powerful people who have started some sort of cult who are harvesting body parts from students of around about area. And yeah, that's kind of ridiculous, really. That's never going to happen until the person driving the car leads her down an alley where she is brutally murdered by a policeman. This is indeed a cult of businessmen, of high-powered people.
He thought a bunch of powerful men right here in town were behind the killings and that they're out to get him too.
Who else knows about this besides you?
Nobody.
The doctors and the university principal, senators are all involved with this. They're all cheering on this cult. They're looking for people to take off. The main crux of it is they want this piece of land off this old woman, and they're going to do pretty much whatever they can to try and drive her out and take that from her. Gracie Moore is, I'd say, one of the main characters here in the film, along with Michael, a man who turns up into town because his sister was murdered at the start of this one. He's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Instantly feels as if there's something just a little bit wrong in this town. He kind of ties up with Gracie Moore, who, in a rather interesting turn, as a kind of older woman, I would say someone in her kind of late 50s, not your usual typical heroine for these kind of movies. And the partnership with Michael, feels like a man that's just after the truth of what's went on and to solve his sister's murder. Feels like a really great partnership. You know, it's the driving force of the movie, and it was something I could really get behind. I liked these two people together and how they become this almost makeshift team of taking this cult down. They're going to do whatever they have to stop these bad guys, which I really kind of liked.
We got to do something ourselves.
Ourselves? Mrs. Moore, this is bigger than us.
There are some really fun moments in it as well. You know, it does have John Carradine in it, which can be hit and a miss, particularly in the mid-80s, what you're going to get. Here he is very John Carradine-like, which, you know, I didn't mind in this one. He's kind of shouty, kind of over the top, very theatrical in the way he's reading his lines. There is an absolutely outstanding sequence where we have three of the key members of this cult discussing the state of it, and it's so just matter of fact that is absolutely hilarious. Pure comedy gold. This was probably one of my favourite sequences in the film. It was ridiculous and silly.
Dean, I can't understand what has you so upset.
Well, frankly, it's the sacrifices. Well, I didn't mind them at first, even on the campus, and God knows I haven't heard the last of that from the administration.
And the thing about this cult film was, I don't know if I would have liked to have had a reveal at the end where we discover who's in the cult, or if you want it early on and it builds up the kind of tension, but it never really adds that tension to the film. There's never a great swath of characters. We kind of know the group of bad guys, we know our kind of heroes, and we're just trying to get to the end to get the conclusion of this one, where it does go a little bit batshit crazy, which I appreciated, with crazy monsters and blood and gore. Out of kind of nowhere, and I liked the fact that it had this nonsensical end to it, where it just gets incredibly silly. There may be a twist too much in the whole reveal at the end of it for my liking, but I kind of enjoyed Revenge for what it was. It's not a great film. It has some rocky moments. It has some moments where they're really running out the run time, particularly with a biker who is tormenting Gracie, and you're like, man, I wish he would just die or be shot or something would happen to him, because he's a really annoying character and you feel like it's building up to something, but it doesn't really pay off. Nothing comes out of that one at all.
All right, go on, get out of here. Now go on.
Revenge is a decent, solid movie. It's got a good kind of idea of the story it was to tell. It's got some fun actors. It's got some fun partnerships and good characters. It's got some interesting moments of gore. It just has a struggling start to the movie after the initial kill, where it takes a little bit of time to really find his feet again. Still, fairly decent film. I enjoyed it. It's one I would maybe go back to again at some point. Definitely show a friend at some point, that kind of movie. I would love to know your thoughts on Revenge. If you've seen it, let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on it. And as always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff if you're interested. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. All ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.